I want you to picture something with me for a second. Imagine each day is a blank canvas, and you are holding the paintbrush. That brush represents the choices you make. The real question is, what will you create? You see, every day offers a chance for growth, an opportunity to hone your skills, clarify your thinking, and elevate your existence to a new plane. But it won't happen by chance. You are the one who must make it happen. One of the most significant lessons I've come to understand is that success is simply a set of straightforward disciplines practiced daily. Failure, conversely, is just a few mistakes in judgment, repeated day after day. The distinction between these two outcomes, failure and success, is found in the small things you decide to enhance daily. It isn't the monumental shifts. It's the minor adjustments, the ones we might not even notice that make the most significant impact over time. I have condensed this idea into about 10 things that you should improve every day. We will address these 10 areas, but we'll proceed swiftly to get to our goal workshop. No. 1. The initial thing to enhance daily is your attitude. Your attitude is incredibly potent. It serves as the bedrock upon which your life is constructed. If you enhance it even slightly each day, you'll see it alters every aspect of your day. Now you could say, Jim, it's only an attitude, just my current mood. Well, I am here to tell you it's not just how you feel. It's your lens on the world, your method for tackling problems, how you navigate challenges, and how you connect with other people. And it works in both directions. Your attitude acts like a magnet. It either attracts opportunities or repels them. Consider this. Have you ever encountered someone who is perpetually negative, a person who finds fault in everything, regardless of how wonderful life is? Now, how much success do you suppose they draw in with that disposition? Likely, very little. And the reason is that their negative outlook forms a wall against opportunities. In contrast, an individual with a positive disposition pulls in opportunities like a magnet. People want to be in their company, they want to collaborate with them, they want to assist them, they want them to win. So, if you enhance your attitude just a bit every day, perhaps you work on being a touch more optimistic. Maybe you focus on developing a little more patience, you will discover that doors begin to open that you didn't even realize were there. Now, here is a thought to consider. Your attitude does not transform overnight. It is a gradual, consistent process. You enhance it piece by piece, day after day. Perhaps today your focus is on being slightly more grateful. Tomorrow, your focus is on being a bit more resilient. The following day, you focus on discovering solutions rather than fixating on problems. Each day, you lay another small brick in the foundation of a superior attitude, and soon enough, you have constructed something powerful and enduring. And I assure you, when your attitude gets better, everything else begins to get better along with it. Your relationships, your career, your well-being, everything. Next, you must work on your communication skills every day. This is a massive element in determining your level of success. Why? Because all aspects of life hinge on communication. Whether you are conversing with a friend, negotiating a business transaction, or just interacting with your loved ones, communication lies at the very core of it. And the more proficient you are at communicating, the stronger your relationships will become. The more smoothly your business will operate, and the greater your influence will be within your community. Now, allow me to make something clear. Communication is not solely about speaking. In reality, some of the most effective communicators are not very talkative. They listen. They listen intently, with empathy. They listen to comprehend, not merely to formulate a reply. You see, effective communication is a reciprocal exchange. It is about articulating your own ideas with clarity and understanding the ideas of others. And you can get better at this every day. Maybe today you focus on becoming a more attentive listener. Tomorrow, you practice articulating your point without being combative. The day after, you concentrate on choosing the perfect words to articulate your feelings. Each day, you refine the unpolished aspects of your communication style, and you transform into someone people want to hear. And here lies its true power. When you communicate more effectively, your influence grows. You lead more effectively. You motivate others to act. Tell me, have you ever experienced a misunderstanding with someone due to ineffective communication? Perhaps you interpreted their meaning one way, but they intended something entirely different. And that small misunderstanding escalated into a significant issue. Now envision if you improved your communication just a little bit daily. How many of those misunderstandings could be prevented? How many disputes could you settle? How much greater trust could you cultivate in your relationships? It's something to ponder, isn't it? Next, you must enhance your self-discipline every day. This is vital. You see, self-discipline forms the bridge connecting your goals to your achievements. It is the capacity to persist when you lack the motivation. It is the capacity to do what must be done, even when it is difficult. And this is the reality. Without self-discipline, success is unattainable. You could possess the greatest goals imaginable, the most brilliant concepts, and all the talent one could desire, but if you lack the discipline to see things through, none of it makes a difference. Self-discipline is akin to a muscle. The more you exercise it, the more powerful it becomes, and you can strengthen it a little daily. Perhaps today, you discipline yourself to get up 15 minutes sooner. Tomorrow, you discipline yourself to work out even if you're not in the mood. The following day, you discipline yourself to maintain focus on your work without succumbing to distractions. Each of these minor acts of discipline might appear insignificant, but when they accumulate over time, they yield tremendous results. Now, here's a point to consider. Self-discipline isn't solely about willpower. It is about forming habits. You see, when something becomes a habit, it demands less discipline. It becomes second nature. So, a part of strengthening your self-discipline involves establishing habits that reinforce your goals. For instance, if you establish a habit of reading 10 pages of a quality book each day, you no longer have to depend on willpower to learn and develop. The habit assumes control, and your discipline becomes second nature. I once knew a young man of incredible talent. He possessed all the potential in the world, yet he lacked discipline. He would initiate projects with immense zeal, but would never see them to completion. He would be diverted by the next appealing thing, the next novel idea, and abandon the previous one. Consequently, he never achieved any substantial progress. One day, I sat with him and said, "You must work on your discipline. You must train yourself to persevere with something until it's finished, even when it is challenging, even when it is tedious, even when you lack the desire." And guess what? He took that guidance to heart. He began with small things, just completing one minor project at a time. And over time, he cultivated the discipline to follow through on major endeavors. Today, he is remarkably successful, and he will tell you that self-discipline was the absolute key. Another method to enhance your mindset is to question your limiting beliefs. You see, many of us are restrained not by our surroundings, but by the convictions we have about ourselves and the world. We believe we cannot do something because we haven't done it before, or because someone informed us we weren't capable. But those beliefs are merely thoughts, and thoughts are subject to change. So each day, endeavor to substitute those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of thinking, I am unable to do this, think, I am in the process of learning how to do this. Instead of thinking, I will never be successful, think, I am on the journey toward success. Each day you enhance your mindset just a fraction, and over time you will discover that your entire perspective on life shifts. I once knew a man who battled with his mindset. He was perpetually fixated on the negative aspects of life. He viewed every hurdle as insurmountable, every setback as permanent. As a consequence, he was stagnant. Regardless of his efforts, he could not advance. One day I sat with him and I told him, "You must work on your mindset. You have to cease concentrating on what is wrong and begin concentrating on what is achievable." He took that guidance to heart. He began with small steps, reading several pages of an inspiring book each morning, practicing gratitude every night, and gradually redirecting his focus from problems to possibilities. Over time, his mindset underwent a transformation, and so did his life. He grew more self-assured, more resilient, and more successful. And it all began with the daily habit of improving his mindset. Next is time management. We must give careful attention to time. It is the one resource that we all possess in equal measure, but our use of it is what creates all the variance. You see, time is invaluable, and once it has passed, you can't retrieve it. So, if you aim to accomplish great feats in life, you must learn to manage your time effectively. And the positive news is that time management is a skill you can enhance daily. Perhaps today you work on establishing clear priorities. Tomorrow you concentrate on removing distractions. The next day, you practice declining things that do not align with your objectives. Each minor improvement in your time management accumulates, and soon enough, you are achieving more in less time and directing your focus to the things that genuinely count. Tell me, how frequently do you find yourself active but not effective? How often do you dedicate your time to tasks that don't truly advance you, while the crucial tasks are deferred? You see, being active is not synonymous with being productive, and that is why enhancing your time management is so essential. It is about concentrating on the correct things at the correct time, in the correct manner. One of the most effective ways to improve your time management is to begin your day with a strategy. Dedicate a few minutes each morning to outline your priorities for the day. What are the most vital tasks you must accomplish? What can be delegated or removed? And here's a crucial point. Don't just schedule your work, schedule your breaks as well. You see, rest is equally as vital as action. If you neglect to take time to recuperate, you will experience burnout. So, ensure you are managing your time in a way that incorporates both productivity and rest. I have worked with numerous people over the years who struggled with time management. They would tell me, "Jim, I simply lack enough time to complete everything." And I would tell them, "You have the exact same amount of time as everyone else." It isn't about possessing more time. It's about utilizing the time you possess more efficiently. So, if you wish to improve your life, begin by improving your management of time. It's a daily habit, and with each day you become slightly better, you will notice your life beginning to align more seamlessly. Next, every day you must build and improve your knowledge. Now I'm telling you, the world is in a constant state of flux, and if you are not learning, you are being left behind. The more you know, the more you are capable of. The more you are capable of, the more value you can offer to the marketplace. And the more value you offer, the greater the rewards you receive. So, if you wish to remain at the forefront in life, you must enhance your knowledge every single day. How is that accomplished? It's simple. Read, listen, study. Every day, make a commitment to learn something new. Perhaps today you read an article related to your field. Tomorrow you listen to a seminar on personal development. The next day, you enroll in a course to enhance your skills. Each small investment in learning accumulates. You'll discover you are more knowledgeable, more skilled, and better equipped for whatever challenges life presents. And here is the thing. Learning doesn't conclude when you graduate. In fact, that is when the genuine learning starts. You see, a formal education will earn you a living, but self-education will earn you a fortune. The most successful individuals in the world are perpetual learners. They never cease enhancing their knowledge because they understand that the more they learn, the more they can accomplish. Mr. Schoaf was one of the most intelligent men I ever knew, but he didn't arrive at that state by accident. He achieved it by committing himself to daily learning. He once told me, "Jim, the more you learn, the more you earn." And I took that to heart. I began reading, listening to tapes, attending seminars, anything I could do to enhance my knowledge. And you know what? Mr. Schoaf was correct. The more I learned, the more opportunities presented themselves to me. And the same will hold true for you. Next, there is never a good day to disregard your finances. You see, your financial state is not merely something that befalls you. It's something you shape. And just like any other aspect of life, it demands daily focus and enhancement. Whether your goal is to eliminate debt, accumulate wealth, or just establish greater financial stability, it begins with making small, steady improvements every day. Now here's the reality. Most people don't truly grasp money. They understand how to earn it, but not how to manage it. And consequently, they find themselves in a constant state of struggle regardless of their income. But here is the good news. You can improve your financial state a small amount each day. Maybe today you begin by monitoring your expenditures to understand where your money is going. Tomorrow, you devise a basic budget to ensure you are living within your income. The following day, you begin to allocate a small fraction of your income for savings or investments. Each of these minor steps adds up, and before you realize it, you will find your finances are managed and expanding. I'm telling you, it's not about the amount of money you make, it's about the amount of money you retain. You see, some people earn a significant amount of money, but they spend it as quickly as they acquire it. They exist from paycheck to paycheck, perpetually on the verge of financial distress, but others who earn less are capable of saving, investing, and accumulating wealth because they have mastered the principles of financial management. And those principles can be mastered by anyone. You do not need to be a financial guru to improve your finances. You just need to make small, intelligent decisions daily. One of the greatest pieces of financial advice I ever got was this: spend less than you make and invest the remainder. It seems straightforward, but it's incredibly powerful. If you adhere to that principle daily, your financial future will be stable. But here's the crucial part. It demands discipline. It demands the readiness to postpone gratification. It demands that you decline unnecessary purchases today so you can embrace financial independence tomorrow. And that is something you can enhance every day. Your capacity to make prudent financial choices, to manage your money effectively, and to invest in your future. Tell me, have you ever examined your bank statement and wondered, where did all my money go? That is an indication that it's time to begin enhancing your financial habits. It is time to assume control of your money rather than allowing it to control you. And it doesn't require massive alterations, just small, consistent enhancements. Next, personal development. Here is the key. life is synonymous with growth. If you are not growing, you are stationary. And if you are stationary, you are falling behind. So, every day, you must endeavor to become a superior version of yourself. It is not about attaining perfection. It is about making progress. It is about continuously enhancing who you are, how you think, and what you do. Personal development is a lifelong expedition, and it's one you cannot afford to overlook. Perhaps today you focus on enhancing your self-awareness, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your habits, and your tendencies. Tomorrow, you work on acquiring a new skill, something that will aid you in your career or personal life. The next day, you focus on improving your emotional intelligence, learning to manage your emotions and connect more effectively with others. Each of these minor improvements adds to your overall growth, and over time you will find that you have transformed into the person you always knew you could become. One of the best actions you can take for your personal development is to establish goals. Clear, specific objectives that push you to grow. But here's the crucial part. Those goals must be in harmony with your values, your passions, and your purpose. You see, it isn't just about achieving more. It is about becoming more. It is about becoming the type of individual who is capable of achieving those goals. And that is something you can work on daily. Perhaps today, you set a goal to read a single chapter of a personal development book. Tomorrow, you set a goal to practice a new habit for just 10 minutes. The next day, you set a goal to review your progress and make adjustments as needed. Each of these small actions propels you forward on your journey of personal growth. Now, here is something crucial to grasp. Personal development is not just about acquiring new things. It is also about unlearning the things that are no longer beneficial. Sometimes, to grow, you must release old habits, old beliefs, and old ways of thinking that are restraining you. That is why personal development is a continuous process. You are constantly learning, growing, and evolving. And the more you dedicate yourself to that process, the more you will discover that your life improves in every aspect. One of the most potent lessons I've learned regarding personal development is this: you draw to you what you become. If you wish to attract success, you must embody success in your habits, your thinking, and your actions. If you wish to attract wonderful relationships, you must become the sort of person who is deserving of wonderful relationships. If you wish to attract prosperity, you must cultivate a prosperous mindset. And that is something you can work on every day. You can become more disciplined, more focused, more positive, and more successful by improving yourself just a bit each day. Next is your purpose. This one is incredibly important. You see, purpose provides your life with a direction. It is the reason you wake up in the morning, the force that compels you to continue even when circumstances are challenging. And here is the key. You must work on your purpose daily. You must consistently refine it, deepen it, and manifest it in all that you do. Now, some individuals might say, "Jim, I'm not sure what my purpose is." And that is perfectly fine. You see, purpose isn't something you discover in a single moment. It's something you uncover and cultivate over time, and you can enhance it a little every day. Perhaps today, you dedicate some time to reflecting on what is genuinely important to you. Tomorrow, you take a small action in the direction of your aspirations. The next day, you align your activities with your core values. Each day, you advance toward living a life filled with purpose. And before long, you will find that your purpose becomes clearer, stronger, and more fulfilling. Here's the thing. When you live with purpose, everything else falls into place. Your work becomes more meaningful, your relationships become deeper, and your challenges become opportunities for growth. Purpose is the foundation on which a fulfilling life is built, and it's something you can work on every day. I once met a man who had everything: money, success, fame, but he was deeply unhappy. He couldn't figure out why. One day we had a conversation and I asked him, "What's your purpose? What's the reason you're doing all of this?" He couldn't answer. He had spent so much time chasing success that he had lost sight of why he wanted it in the first place. I told him, "You've got to find your purpose and you've got to live it every day." He took that advice to heart. He started focusing on what truly mattered to him: helping others, making a difference, living a life of significance. And you know what? His entire life changed. He found happiness, fulfillment, and a sense of peace that he had never experienced before. And it all started with the daily practice of living with purpose. Next, one of the most important things to work on every day is being grateful. Gratefulness is one of the most powerful emotions you can cultivate, and it has the ability to transform your life in ways you can't even imagine. You see, when you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your attention away from what's missing in your life and toward what's already good. And when you do that, you attract more good into your life. Being grateful is something you can practice every day, and it doesn't take much. Maybe today you take a moment to appreciate the people in your life who support you. Tomorrow you focus on the small blessings you often take for granted: your health, your home, your job. The next day, you show a little gratitude for the challenges that have helped you grow. When you're grateful, your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance, and over time, you'll find that your entire outlook on life changes. Tell me, have you ever had a bad day where everything seemed to go wrong? We've all been there. But here's the secret: even on those days, there's something to be grateful for. Maybe it's the lesson you learned from a mistake. Maybe it's the strength you gained from overcoming a challenge. When you focus on being grateful, even the tough times become valuable. And that's the real power of it. Gratefulness is one of those things that multiplies. The more you practice it, the more you focus on what you're grateful for, the more you'll find to be grateful for. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It gets bigger and bigger with each day that you practice it. And here's the best part: when you live with gratitude, you attract more of the things you're grateful for. You create a positive cycle of abundance, joy, and fulfillment that grows stronger with each passing day. Now, being grateful isn't just about feeling good. It's also about taking action. You see, when you're truly grateful for something, you want to give back. You want to contribute, to help others, to make a difference. And that's another reason why being grateful is so powerful. It not only improves your own life, but it also inspires you to improve the lives of others. When you make gratefulness a daily practice, it begins to change not just your perspective, but also your behavior. Being grateful has a way of softening us, of making us more generous, more patient, more compassionate. You see, when you focus on what you have, when you appreciate the small and the big blessings in your life, you start to release that sense of scarcity, that fear of not having enough. And that's powerful, because when you stop living in fear, you start living in abundance. And I'm telling you, living in abundance is one of the greatest shifts you can make in your life. Gratefulness is like a muscle. You've got to work on it daily for it to grow strong. Every day, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. And it doesn't have to be big things. Maybe today, you're grateful for the sunshine. Tomorrow, you're grateful for the fact that you have food on your table. The next day, you're grateful for the lessons you've learned through hardship. Whatever it is, find something, even if it's small. You see, the key isn't the size of the thing you're grateful for, The key is the act of being grateful itself. Now I'm telling you, being grateful doesn't mean ignoring problems. It doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect when it's not. Life has its challenges, but when you practice being grateful, you develop the resilience to face those challenges without being overwhelmed by them. You learn to say, yes, this is hard, but I'm still grateful for the strength to get through it. You see, gratefulness shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, and that gives you the energy, the courage, and the perspective to keep moving forward. There was a woman I knew who was going through a very difficult time in her life. She had lost her job, her relationship had ended, and she was feeling lost. Every day seemed like a struggle. One day we sat down and I told her, "You've got to find something to be grateful for, even in the midst of this storm." At first, she thought it was impossible, but she started small. Each day, she wrote down one thing she was grateful for, no matter how small. Slowly, day by day, her perspective began to change. She began to see opportunities where she once saw obstacles. She started to rebuild her life, and today she's happier and more successful than she ever was before. And she'll tell you that it all started with being grateful. Now, there's one more thing I want to emphasize about being grateful. It's contagious. When you're grateful about everything, people around you notice. It spreads. Your positive outlook inspires others to see the good in their own lives. Your generosity encourages others to be generous. Your appreciation for life lifts others out of their negativity. So when you practice gratefulness every day, you're not just improving your own life, you're improving the lives of those around you, and that's a powerful thing. So think about your life right now. Think about the areas we've talked about: your attitude, communication, discipline, your relationships, your mindset, time management, your finances, personal development, your purpose, and being grateful. How many of these areas could benefit from just a little improvement every day? And what would your life look like if you committed to making those small daily improvements? And that's it. The key to lasting change isn't found in making one big leap, but in the small, consistent actions you take every day. That's where the real magic happens. That's where the transformation occurs. I've seen it time and time again. People who commit to improving just a little bit each day, who focus on the process rather than the outcome, end up achieving extraordinary things. Why? Because success is the natural result of small disciplines repeated over time. So tell me, what small improvement can you make today? What's one area of your life where you can start applying these principles right now? Maybe it's your finances. You take a look at your spending and make one small adjustment. Maybe it's your relationships. You reach out to someone and tell them you appreciate them. Whatever it is, start today. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for everything to be lined up just right. Just start with what you have, where you are, and make a commitment to improve a little bit every day. So I want to know, what's one small thing you can do today to start building that discipline? What's one area of your life where you can start making those small daily improvements? Remember, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Because over time, those small actions compound, and before you know it, you'll be standing in a place you never thought possible. And remember the power of purpose. It's what gives meaning to all these daily improvements. It's the why behind everything you do. And when you have a clear sense of purpose, everything else falls into place. Your discipline becomes stronger, your gratitude becomes deeper, and your motivation becomes unstoppable. But here's the thing. Purpose isn't something that's handed to you. It's something you discover and cultivate over time. And just like everything else we've talked about, it's something you can improve a little bit each day. Maybe today you take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Tomorrow you take a step toward aligning your actions with your values. The next day, you look for ways to serve others and make a difference. Each of these small steps brings you closer to living a life of purpose. And when you live with purpose, everything else in your life becomes more meaningful, more fulfilling, and more rewarding. I want to make sure you remember this when you go home, so jot this down. Life is a journey, not a destination. And that journey is made up of the small daily steps you take. Every day you have the opportunity to improve. Every day you have the chance to become a little bit better than you were yesterday. And when you make the commitment to improve yourself every day, in every area of your life, you'll find that the journey itself is the reward. So, what are you going to improve today? What small, consistent action are you going to take to move closer to the life you want to live? Remember, it's not about making a giant leap. It's about taking one small step at a time, every single day. And when you do that, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve over time. That's the real secret to success. It's not about luck or talent or even hard work. It's about the small disciplines, the daily improvements, the little choices you make every day. And those choices, my friends, are in your hands. I hope that lands with you. And I'm confident that as you begin to focus on these small daily improvements, you'll start to see remarkable changes in your life. Keep going, keep improving, and remember, success is not something you pursue, it's something you attract by the person you become.